Hey guys, it's your boy Football Talk Reacts, and your boy is back at it with another reaction today or tonight because this is 1 a.m. as I'm recording this, and as you probably can hear, my voice still sounds like I still sound like stopped up and stuff. I'm getting over a sickness, guys. That's why I did not react to Eric Rayweather's last video because it was too long and I don't like how my voice sounds. So we're gonna see how this one goes. But we got EA Sports Actually Listen by the man himself, Eric Wayweather. Now, I have been seeing a lot of stuff about this on my timeline on YouTube, and I'm super excited. Obviously, if you guys do not know all about the details, check out my last reaction video or a clip on my TikTok or Instagram to get the gist of things. But without further ado, though, let's jump right into this. Let's go.
FB play don't pay movement started. We didn't like the fact that they snuck microtransactions into our game modes that were offline, but what we were more mad about is that it wasn't communicated and that they took away sliders to progress faster, which was a thing that was in the previous games. It felt to us that they made progression harder. They did not give us the option to play how we truly wanted, but they also made sure to put those microtransactions there so that if we wanted to bypass it, we could do that easily. We didn't like that. We spoke out about it time and time again over the last 4 days.
Everybody spoke up
and everybody else jumped in and worked together. EA responded a few times since then. The first time they said that they were kind of standing on what they believed in their opinion was what they wanted to do with the game. It was best for the game. We didn't want that. They responded again after that and said, we're going to make some changes. We'll give you back some of what we took away, but the other stuff we feel strongly that it should be this way. And once again, we said no, we just would like it to be back how we wanted. We're not asking for anything crazy. We just wanted what was already there. Well, tonight they responded for a third time and we won. The community came together.
Yes, we won. Let's go.
Listen. Here's the exact statement that EA put out. Thank you for your passion and for the continued response to College Football 27. We love this game and this sport. College football is and always will be about the sights, sounds, pageantry, tradition, and atmosphere of Saturday. In College Football 27, we aspire to deliver the deepest experience to date with all new Dynasty blueprint, new positions in Road to Glory, and the best college football gameplay yet. However, your feedback on Road to Glory and Dynasty is what we've missed the mark with the introduction of paid progression options. This was added independent of deeper mode progression with the aim to give players more choice, but what you've said is that they're not adding the value we intended. We will remove all paid progression options from Road to Glory and Online Dynasty.
Wait, whoa. Tomorrow morning, we will remove all paid progression options from Road to Glory and Online Dynasty. Let's go! You see what can happen when everybody comes together and have one common goal when it comes to college football, Madden, in any game. You see what happens? Instead of saying, oh, it's the same game every year or all these type of things, this is stuff right here for me, and I spoke on it as a offline player. This is what makes me not want to play your game. If you got all these microtransactions and it's not about like customizing your player, like those type of transactions that are in Madden, I'm fine with those because I can get the free stuff, and that's mainly how I do it. Like I really do not, try to get the coolest gear and stuff. I just want gear that I think it looks nice on me. It might not look nice to you guys, but as long as it looks nice on, to me and my player, and it's free, I mean, that's what I'm gonna do. I love this right here. Hey, the community pushed on this, man, and they listen. Man, oh man, this feels good. This feels amazing. All right, let's continue.
Side effect of removing paid progression is that players that have college point balances in their wallets will not be able to apply the balance in Road to Glory or Dynasty, so jump in between now and then and apply your points. Our goal for live service plans in College Football 28 and beyond will be to deliver valuable features and content with greater transparency and communication. We're moving fast to respond to your feedback in-game, so stay tuned for follow-up communications next week, where we'll walk you through more design details and share our goals for College Football 27. We love college football. CFB 27 is our third and best college football ever, and we can't wait to see you on the field. Your dev team. Now, there's a lot of stuff here to uncover, but first off, big shout outs to everybody that took a stand here. And look, I saw a lot of people in my comment section and other people's comment section.
A lot of people in my comments.
A lot of people saying they're not going to change anything. Y'all are stupid. Y'all are complaining for no reason. You know, you shouldn't have bought the game, yada, yada, yada. They're not going to listen to y'all. Y'all are just doing all this for no reason. And I've been saying since the first video that I posted, I've seen things change multiple times in the past when we went about it this way. It's not about being disrespectful. It's not about going crazy. It's about saying, hey, this isn't fair. We don't like.
What? I'm kind of glad he brought that up. It's not about being disrespectful, because I think that's one thing that the Madden college football community does a lot, is that, or not only that, they will blame stuff on people that have no authority. Like, for example, if there's something not in the game, oh, developers are lazy. That is probably the most common thing you hear, not just in the Madden and college football community, in the gaming community as a whole. Oh, developers are lazy. And it's like, no. They do what they are told. They are at a job. That's like me going to your job and just flat out telling you you're lazy. But I see you working, right? I see you putting in this and that, but when I come up there to your job, I just call you lazy. You see what I'm saying? Like, how would that make you feel if you put out something and then people just automatically always say, oh, you're lazy? Like, come on now. Like, y'all will have a different response. See, they better than me. I ain't gonna lie. These developers better than me, because I would have got fired, because I would have went off on a couple of people. Like, oh, I'm lazy? I bet. You do my job then. I'm going to give you all this stuff, and I'm going to need you to do this by this week. Bet. Yep. Nope. Yep. I need it done by this week, this date, this time. That's your deadline. Since I'm lazy, right? Since I don't know what I'm doing, right? Yeah. All right.
This and pushing for a change. I've seen it happen so many times in the past, and I knew that it could happen again. Never underestimate the power of community coming together.
Facts.
There's always going to be strength in numbers if you do it the right way.
That's the most important thing. You got to do it the right way.
Contributed. And I know that I can't name everybody, but there were so many people in the community. Obviously, Bordeaux kicked it off. I did what I could. MMG made multiple videos. Yo Boy Pizza dropped a video today. Not the Expert, RBT, Bengal, C4, QJB put a support out there.
Not all their videos, but like
Pac-Man and all my people in the equipment community. I saw all of y'all. Everybody contributed to this. It was a big team effort, and we got EA to finally hear us. But let's talk about this messaging, because there's some important things in here. Number one, yes, if you did get like an early version of the game, MVP Plus or Deluxe Edition, naturally that comes with points. Now, if you're somebody that is not an Ultimate Team player and you're an offline player, well, you have those points. So if you do want to spend those points, spend it on something before this goes away tomorrow morning. Because if it already came with your pre-order anyway, it already came with your game, you might as well just use it before they remove the options in Road to Glory and Dynasty, which is what a lot of people wanted. They wanted that removed, but however, if you do have the points just sitting there that came with the game you paid for, you might as well use it where you play the game before it goes away, because the points are already there. It's not like you're giving EA extra money. It's just already on your account. You already paid for it technically when you bought the Deluxe or the MVP Plus. Now, another really important thing here was they said that they're moving fast to respond to your feedback in-game. Now, what I think that means is putting the sliders back, because they can easily remove the microtransactions. That's a server-side fix. Anytime it's server-side, you can remove that very, very quickly and get it out of the game. That's the same way with Ultimate Team. Sometimes when there's issues, they can go in and correct it right away because it's more of a server fix. Something like putting sliders back in the game requires a title update, so we might have to wait just a little bit before we actually get that, because whatever the next title update is that's coming out, that's already likely been submitted, because those have to be submitted usually weeks before we get them, because Sony and Microsoft have to okay them before they can go out.
They now okayed, and
so whatever update winds up coming, it's probably going to be just a little bit later, but it sounds like they're going to put all those slider options back. Maybe even give us more control than we had before. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but they said they're going to communicate what they're doing there next week, because that is something that unfortunately they can't just flip a switch and have it back in the game. It's going to take them doing a title update to do so, but if they put it back in the game, that's what we want, and we know they're they're fixing things like the recruiting issues and other stuff that's there in Dynasty as well. So pretty soon we should have all that back where it's supposed to be. Now, the other important thing here is they said our goal for live service plans in College Football 28 and beyond will be to deliver valuable features and content with greater transparency and communication. Let's be clear. I said this yesterday. It very much so appears that eventually Road to Glory is going to go online. I don't think that that's automatically a bad thing. I think you can do it a right way. I don't think you have to go the exact 2K route. We'll see what they wind up doing. I'm not going to judge it until it's here.
If when Road to Glory goes online, I hope they don't do it like 2K, where you got to pay for everything, pretty much. I mean, I'm sure obviously there are stuff that you don't got to pay for. It's been a long time since I played 2K, but from what I've heard, correct me if I'm wrong, because I know you guys will, you got to pay for it, like pretty much everything on your player in 2K. I hope when they do, because yeah, they kind of like hinted at it, like, you know, to prepare us, like A28 Dynasty and stuff like that might be all online. You know, it might not be no more offline, just all online. I'm okay with it being online. Like I said, the only thing I do not like is when you have to pay for stuff that you didn't have to pay for before. Like stuff that just came with your player, or that was, you know, EA's branding, or, you know, just little things like that. I don't want to have to pay for those to make my quarterback look like a real quarterback, or my wide receiver, you know, to have a little bit of swag to him, you know? Like I do not want to have to pay for stuff that I didn't have to pay for it before. If you're going to go online, just don't do that. Don't do that, okay, EA? Hopefully you take this pushback and be like, you know what, we're going to put it online, but not everything is going to be, you got to pay this amount of money. You know what I mean? Hopefully when they do that, they learn from this and, you know, use it in 28 as well.
And I think all of us understand when something goes online, there's ways that you monetize online. And I don't think all of us are that angry at that. Sure, some of us say it just shouldn't be in the game at all, and I understand it, but online's a whole different beast. If you can find creative and valuable ways to monetize online where people are getting value for some extra DLC or whatever the case may be, that is just personally, I mean, this is just my opinion. No one else has to agree with it. That's not something that just automatically makes me mad. What would make me mad is slowing progression, removing the freedom to play how you want to play, but letting you bypass it with microtransactions. My whole thing from the beginning has been let people play how they want to play. Don't take away things that were previously there and then sell it back to us with microtransactions. And also, really just leave offline alone. Offline should be a separate thing. You can bring Road to Glory online. You can create open world or whatever they're going to do. You can find creative ways and valuable ways to actually monetize. But you can leave offline alone for the people that just simply want to play offline. A lot of people that pick up this game for Road to Glory have no desire to ever take it online. They want to just play their career offline, and they should be able to play how they want. I think it's very important to the best of their abilities to keep those two things separate. You can do both if you want. You can do just online if you want, but you can also just do offline if you want. So we'll see in the coming, you know, months and later into, you know, next launch cycle what they plan to do there. But the other important thing that I like they said is they need to do it with greater transparency and communication, because the two biggest issues I think a lot of us had with what happened with 27 is they snuck it in there, they removed things that were there, but the other side of it was they weren't transparent about it. They didn't talk about it at the opening drive event. They didn't talk about it in their deep dives. Some people were commenting on my video saying, why didn't you talk about this in the Dynasty deep dive video? Well, because the Dynasty deep dive didn't mention it. I didn't know. This was a month ago. I didn't know, right? And that's the problem. They were never at any point upfront about it. They didn't say they were doing it. They didn't say they were changing sliders or taking them out. So the two things are, you got to be transparent. You got to at least communicate what you're doing. At least just be upfront about it, but also provide the value and don't mess with what was previously there. Don't change what we've already expected to come with the base game. Don't remove things and then give us an option to buy something to bypass it. That's all most of us are saying. So I'm very happy that they heard the community. It only took 4 days. And that's what I try to tell people. Look how quickly you can make change. It took 4 days and they completely 180'd on what they were trying to do with this game. And I'm very happy that they did it. I'm appreciative that they did it. I'm not happy with how they started this off and what they did by not being transparent. But at the end of the day, we pushed and they eventually listened, and that's all I can ask for.
Facts.
So with that said, content will resume as normal. I'm going to enjoy College Football 27 because I do think it's a really good game. And I will absolutely keep you up to date every step of the way when they release more info next week or whenever that is to talk about what they're going to do in future updates to, in my opinion, what I think they're going to do, bring back the sliders and other things that they did not fully put back yet. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.
Alrighty, guys. Well, there you have it. EA listened. We gave the stats. We gave good criticism. We wasn't just screaming at them with no bad intent. Like we were calm, but we also stood our ground as well. Man, oh man, I'm super excited for this. We won, guys. Let's go. I appreciate you guys for watching. Once again, I do apologize for the voice. If you guys, don't like the voice and you clicking off of this video, I do understand. Hopefully by next week, your boy will be back to his normal voice. Some of you guys might actually like this voice, though. Who knows? But that's going to do it for me, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this reaction. Love you guys. I'll see you guys in the next one.